Good morning, everybody. Welcome to day 22 of Vlogmas. It's late morning now. It's like 11 something, 11:10, something like that. And it's my first day of teaching for my break. I haven't spent doing anything particularly fun yet. We're going to start doing fun things soon. So far, I have had a bit of a slower start to the morning, but then done some work like I had to do, basically. Some work, answering messages, helping out with support. Tomorrow is when I'm going to set up the support email. Basically our email inbox that the support comes into is like managed by several people. It's, you know, designed for support messages, and for the main Christmas days, like Christmas Eve through to Stephen's Day, I'm going to set it up just with an auto reply, just so that people know like we're not around. But the other days I kind of try to cover support messages when some of the team, the support team, the regular staff are off. Which might not sound like the greatest solution, but I don't want people to be waiting 2 weeks for a reply to their messages. And I don't want to ask all the team to work all Christmas. So I kind of let them take whatever days they're going to take off, and you know, everyone shares their schedule and what they're planning to do. They're kind of free to do what they want, and then I'll just kind of fill in where I think there should be a little check-in there. So replies are a little bit slower over the holidays, but there's not none because that wouldn't be ideal. So anyway, I was doing some of that, making sure the support inbox was kind of covered, because I don't want people to be stressing, staff to be stressing just before they take their break with like an overflowing inbox. And I did some fun things. I finished the front cover and the back cover for the Scintillating Sports book, which is like the stepping and skipping pieces, simple pieces for beginners who need a bit of extra reading practice. Finished the cover for that. So that book is pretty much done. I just need to check it over and then pass it on to the lovely Carmen, who's going to proofread it, but there's no urgency with that. That's for much later next year. I just felt like doing it. Basically, the stage of the book cover that I was at was basically colouring in. It was like digital colouring in. And I was like, yeah, I want to do that this morning, so that's what I did. But I'm proud to say that of my list, so I had a list of what I need to do before Christmas, and I kept that to it was down to 3 items. 2 extra ones are now crossed off, so there's only one thing left that I'm hoping to just very quickly update and send off tomorrow, which is the concept collection, to send that to the composers to check. I don't have to do it tomorrow, it can be after Christmas, it's no big deal, but if it is ready I will send it tomorrow. So that's the only bit of work for tomorrow. So we're gradually, you know, calming down on the work front. But yeah, I was feeling a little bit frazzled with stuff, so I'm glad I have my list now and it feels under control. Anyway, I've also been, you know, cleaning the house a bit because my friend is coming over later. Not that she cares, I just feel like, I don't know, I don't mind cleaning, and it kind of makes me feel like excited for an event. Maybe I'm totally weird. You can let me know in the comments if you like kind of enjoy the cleaning you do before people are coming over, because it's like getting ready for guests. Anyway, and then I've also painted my nails. So I went for a sort of 5-colour rainbow of sorts. It's the same on the other hand, with some stars on. I know some people go and get their nails done properly, regularly. I find it astounding that people find time to do that like every 2 weeks or something. It's a lovely thing. I'm not judging it. I'm saying, well done you for taking that time every 2 weeks to go get your nails done. But I just paint mine myself when I feel like it. And I nearly went like Christmas, like greens and reds and gold on top kind of thing. And I was like, no, you know what? I'm going to do a kind of a rainbow to match my rainbow tree for today. And then I might change it for Christmas Day to more traditional Christmas colours. Because this is the time of year that I have actual time to do my nails for fun. So for fun as opposed to for scale videos, which is the reason I normally do my nails. Members will, if you've seen the scale sync videos, my two hands are different colours to make it even easier for students to see what's going on. So that's the main reason I paint them. But anyway, piano teacher struggles though, right? Like other people, because they let their nail go past the end of their fingertip, they can just like paint off the end. Whereas when we do that, we get nail polish on the tip of our finger. You probably can't see it now. I did tidy it up a bit, but there's still a bit there. Anyway, so we're getting ready to go to town now. We're going to leave soon. We are going to walk in. I think we might do walk in, bus home, probably, depending on how it goes later, because the weather's a bit iffy. It's not raining now though, so I'd like to walk in. It's just windy, so the hair will be like an orb, but who cares? So yeah, going to walk to town to meet my friends. I'm going to take a few clips along the way to there. The thing I wanted to catch you up on, which is the other bit of work I did this morning, was the resolution of the teacher situation. So for those following along, I feel like I need to give you the end of the story. Because, so to give you the backstory, one of our teachers has had to move to another county. She's not able to work for us anymore from January, and I really hate, in fact it has never happened that I've had to replace a teacher in the middle of the academic year. I do everything I can to avoid it, but in this case it happened. So I had to replace that teacher, and I was doing interviews this week. Last week I was talking about like the job posting and stuff. Here's what it turned out as. So I did the interviews, I had some great candidates, and then one of the other teachers who works here can now actually take over these hours. They weren't able to before, so it wasn't like I just didn't ask them. Anyway, they can now take over those hours, their circumstances kind of change. So that's fantastic in one way. In another way, I've wasted a bunch of time doing interviews, but it's not really a waste because it needed to be done and I couldn't have foreseen that. But it makes the most sense, obviously, to just give the extra days to that other teacher. If they need the extra work, obviously it makes sense for them and it makes sense for me to support them, and it's also easier on me because they have already started training with us. They're already somewhat familiar with what we're doing. It's not taking on someone brand new and starting the training process in January, which I wasn't looking forward to. It does mean I've had to send out the like, so sorry emails to the candidates this morning, which isn't my favourite, but hopefully none of them are too poorly received. I did have one once ages ago who was really irate about not getting the job, and they were like not at all suited. But in general, people either don't respond at all because they didn't really care, or they say they understand. So I'm sure that'll be fine. They'll understand. And there's a couple of them who I hope will apply again if we have another position available in the summer, which is the usual time for us to advertise. So I have said that to them. I hope they'll follow through on that if they are still looking for work or like looking for something musical if they get something in the meantime. Yeah, so that's both a blessing and a bit of a shame in some ways, but it is fantastic just to have that sorted. I emailed all the parents this morning to let them know. Hopefully none of them are too upset. There's nothing I can do. So it is what it is. And it's great to have the other teacher taking that over, and it's someone I know I can trust to do a great job. So that's awesome. Right, I'm going to finish getting ready. I mean, as in like put on a cardigan. And we're going to walk to town, and I'll take you a little bit on the way there, I hope. And then I'll probably catch up with you when we're back home later. See you then. Well, now, as we may have figured out, it is not later the same day, it's the next day. So it's day 23 of Vlogmas, which means it's the second last day of Vlogmas. Tomorrow's going to be the last day, Christmas Eve. So I don't know where the time has gone, but anyway, I know what happened yesterday that made me not come on. So basically I just ran out of time. I have pretty good time management skills, but with social things and stuff, you don't always have control over that, and I didn't want to be rushing to talk to you, so I thought I would just wait until today. So I left you, I had gone into town, you'll have seen a little bit of our walk to town and then a little bit of yesterday evening. So I went to town, met up with a group of friends there and had lunch together, went for a little bit of a walk around town together, and then walked back home. So the plan was to walk in and get the bus home. However, when we had walked halfway to town, I realised, oh, I never asked you if he had any, to bring some coins, because he has some coins in a jar at home for the bus. And our buses still don't take contactless cards or like, you know, your phone or whatever. It's ridiculous. You can get a specific bus card, but we don't have them because we never take the bus, like very infrequently. Anyway, one of the annoying things in Dublin is that you do actually need coins if you don't have that card. And we had both just brought our phones. We hadn't even brought our cards. So it was, even if we'd wanted to go to an ATM and take out money and then go to a shop and get change in order to take the bus, we couldn't even have done that. I would have had to ask for cash back in a shop or something. Anyway, we just walked home, which was absolutely fine, but it meant I got home a little bit later than I had initially thought, and then I just about had time to have a shower, get changed into my crazy Lovemas outfit, which is, it was like a, what do you call it? Petticoat, skirt, like an underskirt. Just because it's like pale pink, that's why I wore it as my skirt. Anyway, it's just for a friend of mine, so who loves sparkles and glitter, so I just thought she'd get a kick out of it. So yeah, I just about had time to get changed into that, and then my friend got there. So we exchanged gifts and did all the things we normally do and watched Love Actually, half watched Love Actually. That's just our tradition. So anyway, that was yesterday. And then this morning, more than this morning, it's almost 2 p.m. now, and I've just finished my mum's gift. So, which is the bowl cozy. So I'll show you those. That's what I've been doing all day today. I mean, I started them at, I don't know, 8:30, 8, something like that. Obviously I've taken a break in the middle and stuff, but yeah, that's all I've been doing. So this is what they look like. I've made 8 of them, by the way. I'm gonna give 4 to my mum, but while I was doing them, I like had extra bits of fabric, so I was like, I'll just make the maximum for this amount of fabric. So that's what I did. So yeah, these are ones, these 4 are going to be my mum's ones, and then the other more pieced together ones, I think I'm going to give one to, we're going to actually be going around to the friend that was here yesterday. So this is a little bit, I don't know, cute or something in the older sense of the word. Anyway, my mum and her mum are also best friends. So anyway, we're all going to go, both of us are going to go around to their house on Christmas Day. So I'm thinking I might save 2 of the extra ones I've made to give to her mum as a little gift when I go around there. I think she might like them, and they're definitely her kind of style, and then they would match my mum's ones, her best friend. I don't know. Maybe too cutesy, but I think she'll like it. So yeah, that's the 4 of them. So what these are is, if you didn't hear me explain this earlier in Vlogmas, you put your bowl in here and you put it in the microwave, and then when your bowl, like when your food or soup or whatever it is warm, you just take it out and then you have it. So if you're having your soup on your knee or watching TV or just like want to be able to handle it more easily, that's an easy way to do that. So yeah, I think my mum will love that. One of my mum's little quirks is that she really hates when hot food is not really, really hot. So she does tend to reheat things in the microwave. Like if she has to let something sit for a minute, she'll then reheat it. So I think that'll be handy for her. But magic yesterday, which I will have put in my few like photo clips in between when I was last talking to you, we were walking home and we happened upon this little pottery place that was in like the basement of a house. And so there was just a little sign saying like, come on in kind of thing. It doesn't really look like a shop, but it is. And this woman makes pottery in, you know, her house there. Like she has her home studio and just sells a few things out of this basement area. And it was beautiful. And I found a gorgeous bowl to give my mum, which I think she's going to love because it's like extra special and she loves locally made things and stuff. So that's great. And it goes so nicely with my now finished bowl cozies. So that's perfect. And the lady even told me that the bowl was microwave and dishwasher safe and everything. So that's great. But it was kind of magical. And it's also where we were walking home is actually just around the corner from where my parents' first house was. Like it's literally, you know, 100 meters from their first ever house together, which I thought was extra fun. So yeah, that's my finished bowl cozies and that's my main production for today. My next step is to go into our support inbox, turn on the like out of office auto reply just so people don't, I mean, I think most people know that Christmas is a thing, but still just so that people are aware of when we'll be back and answering those messages and stuff. So I just want to turn that on. I want to turn on my vacation symbol on Slack, which is what I use to talk to VMT team members, just so they're aware I'm not around. And if they message me, I won't get back to them for several days. None of them, I think, are working over Christmas. But again, it's kind of our policy because especially in a period like this when lots of people are taking different days off, it's just a lot easier to be able to see who's in and who's out. So there's a little palm tree in Slack that you put on to show you're on vacation. And it's just handy to have it up so everyone can see what's what. And that's about it for today. I think I'm just going to relax for the rest of the day. I don't really have anything planned. Yeah. Nothing else going on. I'm not going to do any other sewing or anything. Like that was enough sewing for one day. Making the 8 of these guys. I keep picking them up, but they're fun to throw around. Secondary use for them. So yeah, that's also why I'm looking so glamorous in my like oldest hoodies, because sewing is quite messy. Like you get threads and fluff all over you, so it's not good to wear good clothes when you're sewing. Anyway, yeah, I'm just going to wrap it up. We might start our jigsaw puzzle later, which was, I keep bringing up the same family, but the woman who's my mum's best friend, who we're going to see on Christmas Day, she lent us a puzzle that they've done previously, because we might like to do it over Christmas. So it's a Charles Dickens puzzle, so we might get a start on that later this afternoon or this evening together. And that's it. No other plans. So tomorrow's going to be our last day of VLOGMAS. I will come on to chat to you a bit. There won't be any teaching stuff really to share. I doubt I'll do any sewing either. I'm probably just going to be baking and cooking all day because I've tried as much as I can convince her to take dishes away from my mum that like we can prepare in advance. So like G's doing the red cabbage and we're going to prepare the Brussels sprouts, and I always do the dessert for Christmas. So I'm going to make a cake. I think I'm going to go with like a citrusy orange and lemon cake with a sort of cream cheese filling. I'd done that a few years ago and it went down well, so I think I'm going to go with that. So I may be able to talk to you during baking tomorrow, but I hope you're well. I hope you're winding down if you haven't already wound down. I hope you wound down ahead of me. That's what I actually hope, because I'm like down to the wire when it comes to Christmas because of when schools finish here. They go right up to Christmas so that they can have their break until after New Year. That's kind of how it works here. So I hope you're fully relaxed and just watching this with a hot chocolate in your hand with no thoughts of teaching in your mind. And I hope you're well, and I'll see you tomorrow.